Schaefer here with Sam Schaefer Numismatics, coming to you guys with a new video for the YouTube channel today, and this is on the subject of investing in gold and silver. Now, I get a lot of questions about this. It kind of comes with the territory of being a coin dealer. I don't really care so much about gold and silver bullion, and some of you might be gasping as I say that, but I've always been more interested in rare coins, and this just kind of comes along with the territory. It goes with the business, so it's something I do have to have knowledge in, and I certainly have been buying and selling gold and silver for 5 years now, full time. So I've learned quite a bit along the way, but the purpose of this video is to be actually the opposite of what a lot of videos I see on YouTube concerning this subject are, which is folks kind of putting out their own personal opinion on gold and silver and telling people what they feel people should buy, what they feel people should invest in, and exactly why they should be doing it. And if you are interested in that type of content, it is all over YouTube. Certainly, I would say with anything, you know, I'm a history major in school, and I'm certainly trying to be fact-based in a lot of what I do, so really consider the source of information on these YouTube talking heads. And I don't want to come across that I am somehow, you know, more intelligent than anyone else on YouTube, but there are a lot of people who post videos and profess a lot of very intense knowledge about what is going to happen with the gold and silver market, when in fact nobody really knows. If people really knew, they would be rich. And okay, so maybe there's a few investment gurus out there that are extremely predictive when it comes to metals, but to be honest, I had a position in metals in and around 2011. I held on to it actually a little bit too long, and the big reason I did was because I was listening to talking heads, and they were saying things that I thought were exciting, and I got enticed by the idea of making more money. So it burned me in the end, just like Bitcoin burned a lot of people when it rose and fell very quickly. So the purpose of this video is not to get into the politics of why we should own gold or silver, or why we shouldn't, or what you should buy. It's simply to let folks know on a very basic level, bias-free, what is available, what it actually looks like to buy gold and silver, what the options are, how to do it. So I've got a selection in front of me of kind of some of the basic items of gold and silver bullion. I'll start with the gold side. Gold is more expensive than silver, obviously. If you pay attention to the commodities market at all, you might see on the ticker that gold is up to it's a little over $1,400 an ounce right now. It's actually it's on a 6-year high. Gold peaked in 2011. It got almost to $2,000 an ounce, and that was what a lot of people in my industry call the boom. It's when metals were so high, people were just selling everything they had that was gold or silver. I mean, the stories are, I wasn't in the industry at the time. I was interested in coins, but I wasn't actually working in the industry. And they say that it was just like lines out the door. I mean, it was just crazy. And that's unfortunately when a lot of people got into investing in it. So a lot of people got burned. But again, I don't want to get into the politics. I didn't want to get into any opinion stuff, so I'm going to cut that off before I get into it. I just want to show some of the basic things. So my feeling with precious metal, and you can look at it one of two ways. You can either pay a premium for government-backed gold or silver, or you can pay less of a premium for just the basic content of the metal. So, you know, if you're going for just the best value, and again, I hate to be opinionated here, but if you are just simply looking at it as an investment, as a portfolio diversifier, it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to pay a premium on government-issue gold, because there's no difference in the quality or the quantity of it over a government issue. So what does this actually mean? So for instance, we have your basic unit of U.S. gold minted by the government since 1986. That is the 1 ounce gold eagle. It's in the design of Augustus St. Gaudens $20 gold piece. Very beautiful, Lady Liberty standing with the sun rays behind her. And we've got the eagle and the eagle's nest here on the back. Just a lovely, elegant design that's certainly well appreciated. beautiful. It does have a $50 face value, so if you ever need to spend $1,400 and get $50 worth of goods, you certainly could do that. You can watch videos on YouTube of people trying to do it. It's actually very comical because most people are very befuddled and do not accept the $50 gold coin, which says a lot about our society. I think it's very interesting. But on the other hand, so we've looked at that American Eagle. We can also look at a generic form of gold, and that would be this Credit Suisse 1 ounce bar. So this is the same content. It's 1 ounce of pure gold, 0.999 fine. It's just simply in a little, like, ingot. So this is a reputable company, and this is a genuine bar. And I will say on the subject of being genuine, always make sure that you're buying your precious metals from either a reputable online company or from a dealer that backs their inventory with a lifetime guarantee of authenticity. Accept nothing less than a lifetime guarantee of authenticity, because if you find out that anything is fake that a dealer sold you and they're unwilling to buy it back, that's a serious violation of ethics. And not only should that dealer be reported to the community, but they really shouldn't be in business. It's as professional dealers of this type of material, we really have to have the knowledge to be able to determine what's fake and what isn't, and we take that very seriously. And although sometimes it's hard to explain to customers what we look for, it's sometimes hard to verbalize it. We are very well trained in spotting fakes. So, whether you're shopping with me or another roundtable authorized dealer, we certainly know what we're looking for, and you can trust that our items are going to be backed by a lifetime guarantee of authenticity. So that's an option with gold. Now, okay, so let's say you're saying you're watching this, you're thinking, I really want to get into gold, but I don't want to spend a lot of money. I don't want to spend these huge premiums. So in that case, you definitely want to stay away from anything like this. This is a 1 ounce gold buffalo in a First Strike PCGS holder. This is bells and whistles that all you're doing is basically paying a collector's premium that you're never going to get back. So I don't really recommend going that route. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But if you like it, if you just really like these plastic slabs and feel that your gold is better served inside of them, the one golden rule is collect what you like and you won't go wrong. So it's something to keep in mind. Most people, when it comes to gold, though, are, let's be honest, like, for the working class folks, it's hard to buy a $1,400 coin, at least with any regularity. So the 1/10 of an ounce, which is a reduced size of the same coin, is a great option, where you're looking at closer to $140, $150. You're going to pay a stronger premium on this. So that's the thing, is the smaller you go, the higher premium you're going to pay because there's more competition. There's more, it's easier to sell these than it is the 1 ouncers. So if you can afford to buy 1 ouncers and you are just seriously going to put it back as an investment, that's the best way to pay the lowest premium. But most people, they can't afford to buy the big ones that often, so nothing wrong with buying a 1/10 of an ounce gold American Eagle. So it has a $5 face value. You can go buy a $5 footlong with it, or you can hang on to it and hopefully cash it in when gold goes up above $1,400 an ounce, or you can just enjoy it in your collection and admire it or do whatever you wish with gold. So it's certainly an option. They also have anything in between, whether you're going for a, maybe you can't afford the full ounce, but you want a little bit more than a 1/10 of an ounce. They've got quarters, they've got halves, they've got 50 pesos, which are even more than an ounce. I think these are like 1 1/4 ounces, 1.5 ounces of gold. These are hefty things, and they are super cool. Really beautiful design on this coin. Not cheap, but the 50 peso is a cool coin. And you can get into circulating like 90% gold, just like silver coins that used to circulate. Gold used to circulate as well. This isn't a real great example because it's a Mexican 50 peso, or not 50 peso, excuse me, a 2.5 peso, I believe is what this is. So, this is not a terribly great example, but you can find, for instance, like Liberty Head half eagles, quarter eagles, things that actually circulated in the early 1900s that you can basically just buy for their bullion value. And sometimes even coins from the 1800s are still only worth their bullion value because there's so many of them that survive and they're just not that popular with collectors. So that is kind of it for gold. Now silver is very similar. It's just going to be less of a premium, so we'll kind of bounce through silver pretty quick. A couple different ways you can own it. You can own a government issue. Now, there's a lot more government issues to choose from with silver, I feel like. You can buy silver eagles, or you can buy like a Canadian maple leaf. These coins get these ugly milk spots on them all the time, and it's really unfortunate. There's not anything you can do about them. This one is just covered on the back with those stains. They're really not attractive. That's one thing. If you're going for the eye appeal of the coins, I don't think maple leafs are a very great choice. But if you're going for silver, you know, oftentimes it's not a bad idea. The maple leaf, actually, if you notice, is 0.9999 fine. I think I had the right amount of nines in there. 9999. It's many nines fine. And it does have a $5 face value as well. So you can also pay the least amount of money for your silver for the same quantity, which would be by getting a generic. So like this is in the design of a silver American Eagle. It's got a date on it, but on the back it says the dawn of a new millennium, and this is I believe it's the Sunshine Mint. Maybe it's a third-party company that made this coin. One thing that you want to look out for when you're buying silver bullion is you want to make sure that it says on there somewhere 1 troy ounce 0.999. It's really important for it to say that. All good silver has that marking on there. It legally has to. You can see this one is right above the mill in millennium. It's right along that little inner circle there. So this is good, and it certainly feels right, and everything looks good here. This one somebody carried in their pocket. It's like circulated practically. It's kind of an oddball. It looks like it has wear like a Walking Liberty does. It's kind of funny. And here's what the U.S. issue one, the actual silver American Eagle, looks like. Again, they used another classic design for this one, which came out in 1986. They chose the Adolf Weinmann's Walking Liberty design, which is very popular in numismatics. And these are no doubt elegant coins. You can get these in proof and mint state. The proofs are quite a bit more expensive. You're going to be paying well over silver for them. But if you're looking for another just like eye-appealing coin of the modern era, I like silver eagles. They are pretty at least, but not a great investment to go the proof route. It's more for the enjoyment of the collector item. And finally, the other ways to own, you can do bars, and they actually make silver bars all the way up to 100 ounce, 1,000 ounce, kilo bars. You can get yourself a doorstop made of silver if you want. That is certainly something. You can call me up and I can order you one tomorrow if you feel like dragging it out to your car and propping your door up with it. You certainly can do that. This one is the more common. What we see people buying, though, is the 1 ounce bars. And I will say this about metals. Again, I feel like I'm not going too out of my way to say this, but if you are buying metals, sometimes it's nice to have a smaller, to have lots of fractional items, because then if you are ever forced to sell prematurely, and that happens a lot, things come up in our life unexpected. It always happens. People that end up selling things way sooner than they actually want to. So that's where it really does kind of benefit. Like if you're into collecting gold and you only have 1 ounce coins, and maybe you need to get your car repaired, it's going to cost $500. Well, maybe you don't want to cash out an entire gold eagle, but if you are buying fractional bullion, you can head to your local coin shop or your local coin dealer, such as me, and we will get you paid out for the fractional amount without having to really dip into all your investment so much. So that's one nice thing. And actually, that's another benefit of metal investment in general, because a lot of other metals, or a lot of other paper investments, it's hard to take the money out. There may be a waiting period. There may be some tax ramifications that are pretty bothersome. With silver, there is the capital gains that you have to pay when you sell it, and it's something to be mindful of, especially if you're selling large amounts. But in small amounts, it is a good option usually. And then finally, the one thing I didn't talk about was what you're kind of seeing here. I hope this video is not nauseating people. I feel like I'm bouncing around a lot. This pile here is what we call 90% silver coins. So as I mentioned, like in gold, that they had quarter eagles that circulated and half eagles that circulated. These are quarters, dimes, and half dollars from 1964 on back. Sometimes, like, this pile even has a barber in it. It's a low-grade one that has some damage. So these will end up in there sometimes, but really it's like Mercury dimes, Washington quarters, Kennedy half dollars, 1964, Franklin's, Walking Liberties. It's going to be a mix of different coins, and you are buying these for their 90% silver content, so they're not, it's a little hard to calculate out how much silver you're actually getting in any one grab of 90%. That's why we often sell it in the industry by a multiplier of the face value, and that just kind of shifts up or down with the market. But you can go and use an app or a website called Coinflation. That gives a very nice breakdown every day of the silver price and what the coins are melting for. So if you have a big position in silver and gold, it's nice to use an app like that to kind of see like what you're getting for your coins on any given day. Because where you take them, you know, it will vary a little bit on how much you get. Certain dealers are going to be more competitive in certain markets and at certain volumes. But it's just nice to kind of have that ability to check, see where it's at, and then go and decide, like, okay, today's a good day to sell. I know I'm making money on these. I'm going to go ahead and take profits. Or, you know, wow, the market really got beat up today. I guess I'll just have to hold out until another time. So there is a bit of that, you know, personal responsibility that comes with owning this, to keep an eye on the market. But at the same time, you know, don't go crazy with it, because if it's long term, you don't really need to worry about the day-to-day grind of the commodities market. So I hope this video has been enlightening. I hope that if you are somebody that has never done any metals investment and are just curious about it, about what it looks like, what it entails, hopefully this answered some of your questions. And if you have other questions, or if you would like to purchase gold and silver, feel free to make an appointment with me or give me a call at my office. I am located on the north side of Indianapolis, just south of Fishers, off I-69 and 106th Street. And you can reach me 6 days a week for appointments. We certainly appreciate your business, and even if you just have some more questions that you'd like answered, some things more in depth, I'm always happy to provide that. So, happy collecting, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and certainly keep enjoying your coins.